G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Catching Company in New Zealand. I'm back on Eric and Eric's SC400 and they've loaded in my map from yesterday, and so that was the one we did in the last video. They've gone out, I'm going to give some more runs and said it was better, not surprised because it was very rich, and they've done another log for me and they've sent it over, which is good. They also did a cold start, so this is a cold start. I was looking at idle control, and I've got the old idle control here. If you were looking at, I just did another video, Mr. Tate, Michael, has one, has an idle speed control. Now these guys, one doesn't have an idle speed control. So I can't go adjusting the idle base position because it's simply not going to give us what we want. I could stuff around with some idle ignition control to try and increase the, or to control the idle speed a little bit. But right now it starts, it looks like it's been idling. So we're seeing 27 degrees here, so we can see down here it's 27 degrees and it started, and it's idling a little bit low, but it's idling. And then we come along here, 75 degrees, it's the speed has increased a little bit, and it's still idling. So I think we're probably okay with that. Oh, go away. Right. But I'm just looking at the lambda here, the mixtures. So when it's first cold, again, I don't have the temperature on this screen. So normally when I'm doing my mixtures, it's at running temp. So it's in a car that's been driving, and I go, yes, it's at temp, it's cool, and I check it. And I check it on like an engine health screen, and I check throughout the run or the drive that it's done that it's maintained water temp. We've got this anomaly again. We've got this lambda AFR target, and then we've got the huge variance between lambda 1 and lambda 2. I believe that is a mechanical fault that needs to be resolved. So I'm sitting here in New Zealand, and the guys in the US have to sit down and work out what is going on there, because I can see a difference. I can see that it isn't as consistent as it could be. Nope, wrong button again. Nearly 14 to 1 there. We're 12.7 there. So 1.25 of a lambda incorrect. And it sort of evens out as we get to right here. So when we're warm, it'll be, I'll tell you how warm it is, 77 degrees. It's 13.63 to 14.27. 0.6. But it is still quite a difference. I didn't get to have a good chat with the guys, just coordinating different time zones, all those sorts of things, other things happening in this short period, because it was last night that we were working on it. So I definitely think that needs to be addressed of what's going on. Tappet settings, conditioner spark plugs, where the ones fouled and not cleaned up. We've got good dwell, and we've got those R8 coils in it, so I doubt that that's an issue. Check the dwell on that. I didn't check whether they've been blowing more fuses, but I think they would have told me. So injector seals, that's another one. Injector seal, or a little air leak around the exhaust. All things that could be looked at or should be looked at. If you've got a smoke test, do a smoke test, or a little bit of brake clean along intake manifolds and things like that. I see quite a few gaskets on the intake. Could be enough to just like a poor gasket on one side and affecting that side. But throughout that run and the warm-up, it actually looks pretty good for something that doesn't have an idle speed control. So I'm pretty happy with that. They gave me another log of it up and running. So again, I'm going to go to my downloads, and they did tell me that they haven't made any changes. And we're going to double click on that. Bam. Right, and I can sit down and go through some mixtures. Same deal, we've got quite a difference. And those lambdas at some points. There it's evened up. There it's evened up. So I'm going to sit down and now I'm going to go through this one and give it a good check out. Check as much as I can, see if there's anything that needs to be adjusted. It looks like possibly at a few spots we may have gone a little bit leaner than we really wanted, so I need to put some fuel back in it. It is a 1UZ non-turbo, so they're pretty resilient to a little run where they might be just a little bit leaner, but it isn't ideal still. A few other tricks that we can engage here to get it right is we can set it to, we can turn the closed loop lambda on, and then we can actually have it trying to target the right mixture, and we can look at the percentage of change that the closed loop lambda uses to generate the correct mixtures. So that's another trick that is available to us. I like to get it kind of in the ballpark before turning lambdas on, and we're trying to get the least amount of closed loop trims or control or changes that we can. Certainly under 5 is really good. On a road car, there are some conditions that, because you drive in much bigger conditions, so under 10% changes, it's quite acceptable. A lot of factory cars go up to 20%. But if I'm working on a factory car and I'm seeing over 10, I start to question what's going on with mixtures or if there's other issues within that setup. So, time for me to do some work. Let's do some adjustment. Let's do some changes to the maps and see what we come up with. So wait there. I will give you a bit of an update and I'll show you what I've done as I go through it. As you can see at the bottom by the navigator, I've started all the way over there. I've just worked my way through. And I've gone and I've put a little bit of fuel across the whole map. And then I've gone through and found the holes. For example, there's no good examples on this one. Let's see if I can find a good example. Right here. So I went through and I would look for a hole in the map if the numbers are a lot lower than the numbers corresponding around that. And most times I did find reasons for the little leaner spots. But the one I want to talk about right here, and they've actually done something that's really cool. I've sort of pulsed the throttle. Excuse me, it's getting a bit late here. So they've done these little zip, 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 zip on the throttle. Zip, 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 zip. I can see what they've been doing. And you can see here all these little lean spots. Now, generally, when I put on a map, I have very, very conservative acceleration enrichment numbers. This one actually had it turned off, so I've turned it on, and I've put in those very, very conservative numbers. Let's have a look at the acceleration enrichment. So here we've got, we probably should go back to the very beginning. I have it on TPS mode for most setups. This is the dead band on the TPS. And the decay, I've set it at 50%. what it does is say you're getting 4 milliseconds of injector accelerated enrichment, and then on the next injection cycle will be 2 milliseconds, then 1 millisecond, then 0.5. So sort of acceleration enrichment, and it tapers it down. So that's again sort of middle of the road sort of number. Ooh. Right, acceleration enrichment table is this one, and so a bigger number will give it more fuel, a smaller number will give it less fuel. And what I'd normally expect it to do, in fact, when we're finished over here, I'd probably expect it to be 30, 40, 50%. Oh, that's the max. They've changed it a little bit with the sensing rates in the G4X. I've been used to working with it plus, so scrap that a little bit. I'm going to pull some of these numbers down a little bit, because this is telling me, again, with the number is 20, but if I go to 25, it's too big. I can only go to 20. And that's why when the numbers I looked at before were normally 10, I'm like, no, that's a lot smaller. But I've been working with Jace Brown's car, and we've got big numbers in there because of it's in the supercharger above the supercharger, so it takes a long more time to get it through. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to expect those to be there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start tapering these down a little bit as we drop it off, and hopefully this isn't going to drown it. The guys will tell me if I got that wrong. And hopefully that'll help with these. And in here I've got acceleration enrichment, so that will be logged as well. You'll also notice here I've got my injected duty cycle, and that I'm just using that as like for when it's in decel. When the injectors are off, you can bring it up as its own table, but that's the way I prefer. And this is the thing about logging: set it up the way you want it to do to give you the information that you need. Providing you get the end result correct, there are a few ways that you can get that same information. Now, the biggest thing I've looked at when I've been going through all these numbers is I've still got that bank-to-bank difference that I'm concerned about. I've said it in the last video, I'm still concerned. The mixtures are heaps better, but at the moment what I'm doing is I'm having to go, well, one side's a bit lean, one side's a bit rich, put it somewhere in the middle, which means one side's still a little bit lean and the other side's still a little bit rich, and it's not ideal. But we are in the setup stage still, and we move forward. I want that to be looked at, so I want the guys to sit down. Now, this is important, Eric and Eric. I want you to sit down or go for a drive with it on your knee, or spend some time in the workshop having a look at why there is a difference bank to bank in different situations. Okay, has the intake been off, and did it get new intake manifold gaskets? Have those injector seals been replaced, or are they all swollen up and sticking out of that intake manifold? Actually, I'll see if I can see that. Let's just wait there. So I found a picture of it. It's a real fuzzy picture. And I'm not going to say too much, guys, but I think I know why your TPS was wrong. Because I saw it in that picture right there. Okay. It's sorted, I don't mind. And you'll learn for next time. So, as I'm saying, I want that addressed. I want to know why there's a bank-to-bank. And then if that isn't going to work, or if we can't find anything, then I'll do a trim on each side. So I deset a little bit, but we'll trim the left and the right differently. So we will have a chat about that in the morning, sometime tomorrow. I'm actually going to be tagging cows, air tags, tomorrow morning. So I'll be in the afternoon, sometime my afternoon, which is sort of your evening. But generally, hey, it's looking pretty good, and it should be feeling pretty good. So overall, I'm happy. I'm going to call it quits. Hope that's been helpful. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Catch you guys.